and I live in a 25th floor.
No, I don't.
Let's see the time. No. Yeah. The first member or the first? But the
We arrived at the same time.
yeah, you are the lowest. Yeah, because no, if someone.
I was 1 second late, to be
Yeah.
fair.
We stopped. Almost the end, we stopped a little bit.
I don't think it will be about variation. I think it will be like teamwork, something like that.
Yeah, the bottleneck, man.
Not that.
Es la menos, o sea, ¿cómo determinas un procedimiento de eso? ¿Cómo su variación?
Su operación es
Reduce the variation.
yeah.
I don't think it's
I don't think it's that.
No, I think. I think.
Pero no te lo va a decir, ay, cero diferencia. No te lo va a decir.
I don't know, but I think that
I think it's about teamwork.
I think no. I think the teamwork and the better team.
To work with your teams through the project, something like that. I don't know.
Yo
But
creo
like-
que nunca dijo que todos teníamos que
Take a look of the team three,
Huh?
four. Team three are almost the same.
Yeah. No.
¿Qué dijo soy? Like, soy ciento...
Who was in team 1? Who was in team 1?
I don't know.
15 seconds.
We could make this.
¿En tres?
I think the
No, half a
fastest
second.
or the yeah, the fast or the
No.
No.
yeah,
No.
the team six, the fifth
Ah,
one,
okay. Team
the fastest.
No, but he wasn't fast in his team. He was a Chinese guy who was better.
Really? Ah yeah.
Marcamos
Was
uno más y quedamos
what's that
todos.
guy behind?
No manches, ¿quién es el equipo suizo? No manches, sí, sí. ¿Quién es el 8? Yo soy...
I'll be like this. Everybody has the better team. Reduce the variation. Can go get day off.
Thank you.
Pedro.
All right, I can tell you this is one of the worst exercises we have done.
I think they said.
We have three people.
Sorry.
Not done. Don't say that.
Not good.
Not almost dying. They're not feeling good. All right. I thought about doing a second thing, but I don't think the second thing is actually a good idea.
Alright. I'm not tired. No man.
Okay. Couple of things.
Yeah.
The first idea
Yeah.
of when you are running down the steps, it is a system, isn't it? So this is just like the companies that you're working on. It is a system. And the system is what? It has three functions. It has a goal, it has entities, and it has interconnectivity of entities. Are we okay? Every system, the system that you are looking at when you're going to the company is you have to look at from the very top as a goal, entities, and interconnectivity of it. Let's talk about the goal first. What do you know when you say goal? What was the goal? In this particular case, what was the goal?
The lowest time.
No, in the least amount of time.
Hmm?
To arrive in the least amount of time.
To win lunch. No, I want you to think, because this, I want to go slowly, but I want to bring everything together. Right? The goal is to win lunch. Right? In order to win lunch, what was it that we measured?
Time.
Time. What is this time called? When I say time, from the start of an activity to the end of an activity, what is this time called? Cycle time. So I'm going to put something here first, and then I'm going to connect this to cycle time. Cycle time was, what was cycle time? Cycle time was the amount of time from the start to the end. And in this particular case, team 1, 96, team 2, 63, 120,
No.
120. What are we looking at? Where am I looking?
The ones that are.
Team 3 has 4 members.
But they had 4.
Oh, 1. So this is the slowest, right?
Yes.
Slow, 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 slow. So the one that won was which one? I think this one, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
61.
Whoa.
1 second.
Who did 60? You did not. You didn't even go down all the way.
Yeah, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah. Give him a big high five.
60. Why am I looking at the slowest time? Why am I looking at the slowest time? I could have looked at the average time, or I could have looked at the fastest time. Why am I looking at the slowest time?
Bottleneck.
What's that?
Bottleneck.
Bottleneck, I think you're all correct in the sense that for you to complete the race, what must occur? All 3 have to finish. If you are in manufacturing, material has to be there, equipment has to be there, people have to be there, schedules have to be there. You have, if one of them is not there, you don't finish the race. You don't finish the race. Therefore, you have said, in order for the team to finish, the last person is what? Is the slowest person. From a systems perspective, what is that? What is that? The constraint. We already said something. The constraint. Now, so let's talk about this one. What is this right here? If I am looking at this versus this, what is the difference between those two?
Leading and lagging.
Lagging? Lagging? Indicator. Leading? Indicator. I'm going to look at team 1. Let's take a look at team 1. Team 1's time is 96. 96, right? So in this particular case, I have this time to be 96. What is this time based on? When I say that I want to fix this system, all right? If I said the second thing that I want to do is I want you as a team to decide who you want to drop. Now, instead of 3 people running,
It's two.
what was the person that you're going to drop? Tell me.
No, it's
No, you only one. Only one. Who would you drop? Show me somebody. Come and show me who you're going to drop. In this team 1, who would you drop?
one.
Huh?
The first one, the 54.
First.
Not the fastest. Because we said, if I was to look at team 1, your current cycle time is what? 96. Right? Who's number 3? Who was in team 1? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Who was? 2,
It was the three of us,
Her.
but it was,
1, 2, and who's the third person?
Felix?
No, Felix fue el uno, ¿no?
Yeah, Felix was the first one.
He passed out.
He passed out? Okay. He passed out. Who was 96?
She was.
Come on.
Leave the class.
If this team was to decide, stay here. I have several different options. If I said I wanted to figure out how to improve the team, okay, can I take her out? Is this the person the team would say you want to take out? Is this who you want to take out?
Based on the numbers, yeah.
Don't say yes or no. Tell her you don't like her. Tell her, say it.
For the experiment, no.
Okay. Because watch this, if I took it from 96 and I dropped this constraint, who's she? What's her name? Constraint. Her name is a constraint. Bottleneck constraint. Yes? What's your name? Constraint. Do we like constraints?
No.
Your job is to figure out this person in your project. Who is this person in the project? What is that person in the project? And we'll discuss that in a minute, okay? So we're going to drop you. Are you hurt? Because we can do 2 things. Irregardless, I can drop her from the race, or I say go train for 2 weeks on how to run down the steps. That's improved. Are we okay? Your feelings are hurt? Who is here? What team 2? Who's the other person? What happened to our teams?
And the one that is
Huh?
the guy, the Chinese guy that is dying.
Yeah, that was about to
He's not dying.
He already passed out.
He's recovering. Okay. He's dying.
He runs 1 meter.
But let's think about this. So watch this, the constraint. So I go from here to here, and I make an improvement of 96 to 87. I go here, and if I take this constraint out, I go from 63 to 62. What's the constraint here? 120? Okay, 120. If I take 120 out, I go to 119. If I go here, take 116 out, I go to 115. If I go here and I take 95 out, I go to 84. Do you see that when I take a constraint, you must take the constraint out, but the impact of the constraint is different for every project. Are we okay? Now, so if I was to improve the cycle time, how many constraints are there? In every case, how many constraints? 1 constraint. I have a lot of problems, but 1 constraint. Watch this. Where did it go? There's 1. I have a lot of problems. Who's on team 4?
Sorry.
All right, hold on. I want to talk to you. How many problems do they have?
2.
How many constraints do they have? Constraint is always one. Constraint is always one. There is only one thing that is causing their number to be 116. Problems are a lot. And you are not there to fix all the problems, you're there to fix what? The constraint in the system. And if I can fix the constraint, watch this. If I fix the constraint from 96 to 87, I have a great probability of winning that lunch. I don't win lunch. I fix the constraint. I fix the constraint to improve this, to improve this, to improve this. Okay. Who here, for example, we have what, 64? Here we have 64 to 63, 101 to 94, 77 to 76, 69 to 63, 86 to 66, 120 to 119, 78 to 77, 61 to 58, 85 to 80, and then 60. Every time I touch a constraint, I make an improvement. This improvement can be this much, or it can be this much. Do you have to only touch one constraint? So who would win if we had no constraint? We're going to take you out, Jack. You're messing this whole thing up. Who would win?
13.
13 would win. Right? Watch this. Now, 13 would win. What? Is that correct? Now I am going to take, watch this. I'm going to take the first constraint out. I'm going to take the first constraint out. Okay, where did it go? Constraint, 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 constraint. Constraint, 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 constraint. Who now wins? Huh? So it's the slowest time, isn't it? So I went from 13 being the winner to now who?
13?
64, that's 13.
13?
13?
Yeah.
58. So I'm now gone to from 13 to
13.
Right. If I took the next set of constraints out,
13.
No,
Right,
1.
1.
6.
And 6. That's what you're looking for. Variation.
who is now the winner?
Variation.
6.
How is it possible that we eliminate, by eliminating the constraint, eliminating or fixing the constraint, I now not only figure out who's winning, but the person that is winning actually changes. So let me twist it around a little bit. You said, why are we doing this? Because I want to ask you, what is the goal of your project? What is the goal of your project? The company is giving you the goal, isn't it? We want you to fix this. Okay, to do that project, to fix that project, within that project, not as the organization overall. You say to yourself, what is the constraint? Where's my bottleneck? Okay? And how do you think? How do you think? Okay, you don't have to do all of this. In this company called Denso, you're doing projects for Denso, right?
Yes.
What is the constraint overall for Denso? Not for your project, for Denso.
Disruption.
Hmm?
Disruption.
No. I want you to kind of think. For Denso, I'm not talking about your project. I'm not talking about your project. I am talking about, is Denso today limited by production? That they don't have enough capacity? Is it limited because they cannot sell product because the market is down? Are they limited because I cannot meet my production because I don't have finances? Is it possible that my research is a constraint? That I don't have enough new products so that I can increase my market share? You see that? What do you think Denso's current system constraint is? Huh? No. Watch this. Cycle time is at this level. Okay? Cycle time is at this level. I'm not talking about this level. You are not engineers and business people. You are CEOs of company. You are not concerned about cycle time of a machine. You are concerned about what is the constraint within my system.
Production.
It could be different things, can it not? My feeling at this moment, is that the constraint at Denso is production capacity. Is it or is it not? La Siga. It could be not production capacity, it could be sales. Boatmate. It could be human resources, finding the right people to do the work. You see that within each organization, the problem is not one thing. It could be sales, it could be production. Your assumption in all of these projects that you're doing is what? Hospitals. What do you think the problem is with hospitals? Who are the people working in hospitals? Finance. The least profitable of any organizations at this moment are hospitals. Hospitals at this moment don't make enough money to be able to pay their bills. And if they are making money, they are making money at 2%. Finance, and therefore, how do they manage? They manage because they have what? Investments, endowments. So they're taking money from patients and from insurance companies, but that's not enough. So they take money from their savings account, endowments, to pay their expenses. The problem from a system level, is what? It's not always the same. So what are you assuming, which is the wrong assumption in many cases? What is it that you're all assuming? You're making an assumption that my production or my capacity is a constraint. Yes or no? All of you are working on production type of projects. But what if the problem was finance? You can fix production, but if you don't have finances to finance the improvements, then you don't have the right kind of mindset to look at things, right? So therefore, even though I may reduce cycle time, who said cycle time? Somebody said cycle time, right? Cycle time. It may have no impact to the overall well-being of that organization. You see that? How many of you at this moment, from that system level, that very high level, do you believe that you're working on the same? Because every one of you are making an assumption that your overall system constraint is what? Production. You're saying that production is my constraint. Yes or no? Say yes. So now, first assumption may be wrong. But you say, I am just a student, and I am only here to do a project. What happened?
We're taking them to the home.
Which, all three?
No, Fernanda.
Is she okay?
She looks better, yeah.
Uy, ¿tú qué vas a regresar? Ya, pues ya.
I think he's okay. Not completely okay. The student from Mexico is becoming okay. I think. But there's this lady that we're going to take her home. Not because of the exercise. I believe she has some anxiety, so we're going to take her home. Not. Esdras cannot go to Mexico. Do you see why we're talking about these things? It is not important for me to do the project. You could have done projects in China. You could have done projects in Mexico. You could have done projects in Brazil. The question is not about projects. The question is about thinking through this project. Are we okay? So we're making an assumption that production is a constraint. Yes? Remember the drives model? It says production is a constraint. Within production, how many key value streams do you have? First, let's talk about production is what? For manufacturing, let's talk about manufacturing, maybe then we can talk about hospitals. Shop floor, where your projects are. Is that part of production? Is maintenance part of production? Is engineering part of production? Is material procurement and bringing material part of production? Is receiving and shipping part of production? So production is not just production. Production has how many value streams? Shop floor, quality, maintenance, engineering, procurement, shipping, receiving. Of all of these value streams, which one do you think is the constraint? Let me tell you what you assume. Can I tell you what you assume? Majority of you assume this in your project. Is that not correct? But if I am a CEO of a company, my job is to do what? Go fix that cell? My job is to what? To think through and say, should I increase my capacity? If I need to increase my capacity, my focus should be on production. And if I look at production, one of the best kept secrets is that shop floor are always kept and done very nicely. You know where the problem is? Maintenance, engineering, the other areas that support production. Your capacity is not limited because I don't know what to do. My production is limited because I don't know where my beds are in a hospital. It has nothing to do with this and this and this and this. It's because when I want to do this, I don't even know where my beds are. Your projects that you have, are you sure that the value stream that you're looking at is the right value stream? Is it? Say no.